All right, so chapter 9 of the fourth treatise, second book of Course of Love, Beyond Learning. Would you like to tell us who is on your screen, Kevin?
Alison, you're on my screen first. Do you feel up to reading straight off, or do you want to wait?
Yep, I can read.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Beyond learning. Learning is not meant to last. This is why even this coursework comes to an end. It comes to an end here and now as we move past study and learning to observation, vision, and revelation. All groups who study this coursework must also eventually come to an end. For this end to learning is the goal toward which we now work. You have realized that all of your learning and studying has taken you as far as you can go. You complete your study of Christianity and go on to study Buddhism. You complete your study of Buddhism and go on to study any number of other religions, philosophies, sciences. You read books that are channeled, books that tell of personal experiences, books that promise 10 steps to success. You go out in search of experiences of a mystical nature. You have tried drugs or hypnosis, meditation, or work with energy. You have read and listened and been enthralled by those who have synthesized all of the great learning that has gone on, so that they can tell you where it is that all these great teachings are leading. All of these learned works that speak the truth from ancient times through current times are learned works that have been worthy of your studies, of your study. These learned works are the precursors that have shown the way to creating unity and relationship through unity and relationship. But now the time is upon you to leave learned works behind in favor of observation, vision, and revelation. Now is the time to leave behind study for imagining, envisioning, and desire. Now is the time to move out of the time of becoming who you are to the time of being who you are.
Mm-hmm. So how do you apply observation?
I tried to learn it, Cole.
Yeah,
I did. I tried to learn it, and I
beautiful,
can't remember.
beautiful. Because this is really the key things, right? It was beautifully explained in the previous one of the chapters back, the difference between observation and vision. So vision is that with which we see the kingdom itself. However, observation is when we see it even in a physical form.
Mm.
So you can either see, like I keep saying, you can either see me as whole or an asshole, same sound, but slightly same kind of, but it's different, isn't it? So let's just do practice observation. Would you like to do a little practice? Let's
Mhm.
do. So pick a person on the screen and then see them as a person. But now shift into observation and see if you can see the light in them. Just relax, no effort at all. Just like God, show me the God in the person. Show me the light. Show me the light of the world that the person is. And notice what you are looking with. Yeah. Did you notice that you switched from looking through your eyes into looking with something else. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's beautiful. And now just continue looking with that. That's observation. You're just seeing it. You almost like you feeling it more than anything. But you're looking through your heart way more than through your mind. Have you noticed that? Or tell me what you're experiencing. Anyone? Shall we
Yeah.
have sharing? Go.
Yeah. I'm just seeing with my eyes.
You're seeing with your eyes. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. And what do you see?
I was looking at Kim and I saw Kim.
Good.
And I can tell myself there's, other things about Kim or whatever, what but I'm not seeing, I'm just seeing Kim with my eyes like the human form.
Right. And if you could ask God to help you to see her spirit or her soul or her heart.
I think I have to do what Kim did and close my eyes.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful. And I would say you slightly shapeshifted yourself, because when you start seeing this, it's just like the Course says it's beautiful. Like Jesus was a man who saw the face of Christ in all his brothers. There was an intention. He could have seen the sick and dying and, Beauty and the Beast, but he chosen to see the face of Christ in all. So it's a choice that we do to ignite a different form of looking. Yes, closing your eyes is perfect. And you still see, right? That's it. That's it. Notice that which you're looking with. Yeah. Yeah. How you going, Kim, there?
Good.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. It will smile you. It will bring this joy. It will bring an experience. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for another thing to learn. We're looking for a revelation where we see the other as they truly are, as God created them, right?
I had the experience of I realized, I'm looking at myself.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And that smiled you, right? I tell you, how I know you there, it does shapeshift you. It puts a little light around you, or it smiles you gently, or it relaxes you. There's a shift. There's a shift, and its effortlessness is the key. Can you see? Did you have to apply effort? No, exactly. Actually, you drop the striving, and there it is. Creation already is. We're just not on it because we're efforting, and you can't see creation with an effort. Because creation is based on already given. It's already there. There's nothing to do. Thanks, Annie. Beautiful. And just now keep looking at that same thing. Just keep looking. Don't lose it. Like, don't lose the presence of that which is looking. Beautiful. Anyone else?
I think like it might be a key, that closing the eyes, because I was looking at Samuel and I was just seeing Samuel as a person. And I suppose brought in memory of times when I've really felt his presence and his light. I couldn't quite get there, but I sort of dropped into down into heart. But I was still looking at him.
That's okay.
With body's eyes. So I was struggling, but I did notice that shift into heart.
Yes.
And I suppose there's a knowing with that's the real place, and that what I'm seeing is just like the physical.
See what you did? You joined the mind with the heart. And then you, even with your physical eyes, you will see differently.
Yeah.
But also, as you do that more, as you allow yourself to be that way, hey, be that way, you know, it transforms you.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It begins to reveal things that have not been seen before, or at least they're brand new. Like, oh, yeah.
Mm. I do know in the past I've closed my eyes to do things like this. I don't know why today I didn't, but
Mm.
yeah, it is easier with the eyes closed, for
Yes,
sure.
yes. And then there is this, like, for me personally, I step when that happens, then I fully step back and let it lead the way. I let that experience go, like, okay, show me more, take me more, take me, show me it as it is meant to be. It's like,
Mm.
how is it as God created it? Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. And oftentimes it's just heartbreakingly beautiful and, exquisite. And then heart just opens even more because it can, because the mind is present for it to be itself. It's no longer thinking, speculating. It's just stepping back and letting the heart lead the way. Beautiful. Mhm. Yeah.
I heard it put by somebody as you disconnect the eyes from the brain.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't know, it would have stopped you from thinking a little bit.
Yeah. Whatever helps. Hey.
Yeah.
And it's going to be individual. It's going to be your specific way. But
Mm.
generally, that's the whole idea. Is the intent to heal, intent to love, or intent to see the God in everything. That intent is what will guide you into observation, eventually a vision. It's just slightly different.
I saw the body as like a wrapper. We
Mhm.
get distracted by the wrapping.
Yes. Because
Yeah.
vision is when we fully close our eyes. For me personally, the world disappears really, but the kingdom reappears. And there will be like no way to describe what that feels like, what that experience is,
Mm-hmm.
because it is indescribable. And then allow ourselves to park in and stay and be shown and be revealed the truth. Truth can only be revealed, it can't be told. You try, and you will,
Ah,
but usually we just nail something to the cross again by doing so. And then it says, now it's time to leave behind study for imagining, image, was it imaging, imagining, yeah.
mm.
Mhm. So again, imagination, when you separate it, you're just imagining based on the past. Whereas the real imagination is when again, we will see it almost like I do see it as some kind of like exquisite forms. They're not it, but they're definitely a signs of this moving, yeah. And then he says envisioning it and desire. Huh? So it brings in the desire as an important aspect. It's like if you ask, what do you wholeheartedly desire? That's not just like, yeah, I want something. So what do you truly, truly desire? Where do you go in yourself to answer that question, even to ask? Where do you ask from? What do you truly desire above all else? Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Okay. Any more sharing on that? Because I think it's
Yes,
a real key
I
thing.
want to share. I want to share my experience. Yes, I did it, and I was able to see myself through the eyes of Sam. Now it's not just me; it's Sam and me looking at me.
Nice.
And now, okay, I keep going. Now it's Sam and Ruben looking at Ruben. But I know that this is not my physical eye. It's more than that.
Yes.
And it's like and it doesn't stop there because it's now Sam and Ruben looking at Ruben. But now Ruben feel more light looking at Sam and Ruben, and it's just going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
Beautiful.
but it helps me to live my point of view and see through the eyes of the other one, the situation or the person or whoever is in the other side. Yes, it helps a lot.
Yes.
It helps a lot. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Sam, you want
to? I was actually looking at you, Ruben.
That's beautiful. And look at the light it brings in the room, huh? Like just
Yeah.
up from deep within you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's man.
And just seeing light, full of light.
Yeah.
That's it. And did you have
And
to
that is
learn
just
it? You see, you didn't have to learn this. You don't learn this. You are going that through observation, through vision, yeah, and revelation, things begins to be revealed to you. If my brother looks at me wholly as wholeness, even that idea in me already ignites me differently, yeah.
I find I was trying to reconcile with how I've been looking at things, and I realized that I do a lot of this observation when I meet people. I observe to engage in the real self, and it makes a big difference. And like you just don't see the past. You're engaging to see the right now, the reality. So
beautiful. That's it. Nice.
So I see the light.
Yeah. And when you speak it, I mean, look at Sam. It's like when he talks about it, it's like that is the face of Christ. You can see it with his physical eyes that there is a shift, that he's looking differently. He's using something else within him. Yeah. The Christ within is looking. Mm-hmm. With the eyes of Christ, or eyes of the heart.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes. Beautiful. See, we need to apply it. Just to read about it, good. But let's get on with it. I do it when I go to supermarket. When I go wherever I go. Makes a day a very different experience.
This whole experiment brought up something that happened to me earlier this week. I'm in a group of doing meditation, and apparently I'm always doing it wrong because I'm told no thinking, just feeling. Well, I always end up thinking. But it dawned on me what I was experiencing at some point. I guess I have visions, and I was visualizing faces, and I kept seeing this row of faces coming by, and faces that are happy, faces that are sad, all different faces. And then suddenly seeing there's more to, there's something beyond the face. There's something inside the face, and like something about healing or something. And I just visioned this black cocoon where in this darkness, this person will change. This person will emerge as a butterfly.
Yes.
But I was thinking, and am I supposed to do that?
No, there's nothing wrong with thinking. There are divine thoughts. Just wanting to thinking of seeing a brother as whole is a healthy thinking. There is no there should not be denial of everything. You can have magnificent thoughts. And no one is gonna tell me that I should not be thinking. You know, that's not the balance of it all. Sometimes we feel more and sometimes we think. You know?
Yes.
And sometimes you gotta think.
Yeah. Yeah, and sooner or later we realize that thinking, it doesn't come from us, from the separate one. It comes from the one that is united with everything. And you're like, wow.
Thinking
As
from the
those
heart.
that tell you that you should not be thinking are thinking that you should not be thinking.
That's too much thinking.
That's what I'm saying. You know, it have to be a thought, it has to be a condemnation. You must feel. Yeah, relax.
Wow. This morning I was walking the dogs, and this is the first time. It's the first. I mean, we have two or three hummingbird feeders, so I can see these guys during the day. But this morning I saw 6 vultures, the big birds, the big ones, on top of the house. And for me, it's a sign somebody's dead and they're looking for the dead person, dead bodies. But at the same time, like someone was telling us, everything what I was putting in those magnificent birds come from the past.
Mm.
At that moment, I was able to see the hummingbirds, the little ones, and the big ones on top of the house. And it's not it's not an everyday thing. It's just rarely
you're not gonna be able to explain it for sure.
Yeah.
Beautiful, guys. All right. Let's move on, hey? Who is next on
Yeah, I'm next.
I think we didn't read the last sentence.
All right.
All right. These won't work, that one, Kim.
Of 9.4, we didn't read the last sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't think we started 9.4.
Yeah. Now is the time to move out of the time of becoming.
Let's go from there.
Who you are to the time of being who you are.
Okay, well, it's been read now, so that's good. You have felt this time coming. You have realized that your learning has reached an end point. The excitement of new learning is not lasting because it is not new. You have begun to see that all messages of the truth say the same thing, but in different ways. There seems to be nothing new to be said, nothing to move you beyond this point that you have reached in your understanding of the truth. All the learning that you have done seems to leave you ready to change and able to change in certain ways that make life easier or more peaceful, but certainly not able to realize the transformation that your learning has seemed to promise. Do not accept this lack of fulfillment of a promise that has surely been made. Rejoice that the new time is here and be ready to embrace it as it embraces you. Realize that the self-centeredness of the final stage of your learning has been necessary. Only by centering your study upon yourself have you been made ready, finally, to be loosed of the bounds of the personal self. This time of concentration on the self is unheralded in history. It is what has been needed. Be grateful to all of the forerunners of the new who have been courageous enough to call you to examine yourself. Be grateful to yourself that you have had the courage to listen and to learn and to study what these forerunners of the new, these prophets of the new, have called you to learn. Be appreciative of every tool that has advanced your progress, but now be willing to leave them behind. Ruben, you're next.
9.8. This has been the last of the intermediaries. This call to a wisdom beyond their personal capacity. Now these forerunners of the new, along with you, are called to step beyond what they have learned to what can only be revealed. These are my beloved along with you, and this an entity meant especially for them. You who have provided a service cherished by God and who have risen in the esteem of your brothers and sisters, becomes now to the new. You who have gained so much through your learning and your study and your sharing of the same may find it difficult to leave it behind. A choice made by you to stay with learning rather than to move beyond it will be an understandable choice. But you are needed now, needed to help establish the covenant of the new. Be not afraid, for the glory that has been yours will be as nothing to the glory that awaits you in the creation of the new. You will always be honored for what you have done. But do you want this to be forever the cause of your honor? Be willing to be the forerunner still, to join your brothers and sisters in this next phase of the journey out of the time of learning that will usher in the fullness of time.
Beautiful.
I'm complete.
Mm-hmm.
I like that there's always more.
Yes.
Mm.
And I don't really know about you, but in my own experience, this holy instant is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I spend more time in that place than an instant. It becomes, it's like a crack in a pot, and the light keeps coming, and it's expanding and expand it little by little. I mean, I catch myself every morning. What day is today? It's eternity. Well, okay. Inside eternity is still, I mean, I keep playing the game back and forth, but it's less and less playing this game and more staying in quietness, observing, seeing myself through whatever I'm seeing, like the exercise we did. Yes.
Beautiful. Shall we just dive straight into creating anew? Let's say.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Kim, you're up next.
Am I next? Okay. Chapter 10, Creating Anew. This course has led you through resigning as your own teacher to becoming a true student, and to now leading you beyond the time of being a student to the realization of your accomplishment. You were once comfortable being your own teacher. You willingly gave up this role and became comfortable in the true role of learner. You are now asked to be willing to give up the role of learner and to believe that you'll become comfortable and more in your new role, become comfortable and more in your new role as the accomplished. This is hard for you to imagine because as you consider your willingness to give up learning, you will meet resistance and realize for perhaps the first time that learning is what your entire life has been about. You cannot imagine how you will come to know anything new or be anything beyond that which you now are without learning. Your thoughts might stray to ideas about experiencing rather than studying, and yet you will quickly see that you merely think of experience as learning through a different means than studying. Who's next, Kev?
Samuel.
10.3. As you have advanced along your self-centered path of learning, you have come to see everything in your life as exactly what it has been, a means of learning. You have encountered problems and wondered what lessons they have come to teach you. You have encountered illness and wondered what learning the illness has come to bring you. You have learned anew from your past, learned from your dreams, learned from art and music. In all of these things, you have viewed yourself as the learner. You may have studied your problems. You may not have studied your problems, illness, your past, your dreams, or art and music as you studied the lessons that kept you from focus on yourself. But you did, in a sense, study every aspect of your life for the lessons contained therein. So, how, you might ask, do you quit now doing what you have so long done? In keeping with your new self-centered focus on what life has had to teach you, you have also been your relationships as teachers. It is here that you can begin to learn, to let go of learning, because it is here that learning has been least practiced through the means of study. I'll stop there.
And a call. Yes.
Relationship happens in the present moment. Da-da. Studying takes up residence within the student. There to be mulled over, committed to memory, integrated into new behaviors. Relationship recognizes that love is the greatest teacher. Studying places the power of the teacher in a place other than that of love. Amazing, huh? Relationship happens as it happens. Studying is about future outcome. What happens in relationship has present moment meaning. What is studied has potential meaning. The outcome of learning or what is studied is the production of things and perceived meaning. What we work toward now is to advance from learning and producing things and perceive meaning to producing unity and relationship through unity and relationship. Wow. Boom. Like, hello. That's so beautiful, huh?
Mm.
Mm-hmm. I'll read it again because it's so good, eh? What we work towards now is to advance from learning and producing things and perceive meanings to producing unity. Wow. See, that's the intent, huh? We don't even know how to do it. We just go, okay, let's do it. How do we unite? Then it begins to happen. To producing unity and relationship through unity and relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Mm. The learning that was applied to anything other than the self could not help but have an outcome that had to do with other than the self. Wow. Means and end are one, cause and effect the same. Thus, this applied learning produced things and perceived meaning. The learning you have accomplished in regards to yourself could not help but have an outcome that had to do with yourself. Means and end are one, cause and effect the same. Thus, this accomplished learning produced unity and relationship through unity and relationship with the self. Wow, that's so beautiful. Okay, who's next?
We're back to Alison.
10:10.
The first accomplishment of your learning about yourself was the return of unity and relationship to your mind and heart. This returned to you your ability to recognize or identify yourself as other than a separate being, and led the way to your recognition of the state of union. From this recognition of unity and relationship, the production of unity and relationship and true meaning will be revealed. Learning has had to do with what is perceived. No longer learning has to do with what is revealed. Learning has had to do with what is unknown. No longer learning has to do with what is and can only be known through revelation. Learning has had to do with supplying a lack. No longer learning has to do with the realization that there is no lack. Learning was what was necessary in order to allow you to fulfill the desired experience of expressing the self of love in form. No longer learning is the revelation that the time of accomplishment is upon you, and the expression of the self of love in form is what you are now ready to do. Learning was what was necessary in order to know who you are and how to express who you are. No longer learning or being accomplished is synonymous with knowing who you are and the ability to express who you are in truth.
That's me next. Expression of the self of love in form is not something that can be learned. It is something that can only be lived. This is the time of the fulfillment of the lesson of the birds of the air who neither sow nor reap, but sing a song of gladness. Expression of the self of love is the natural state of being of those who have moved beyond learning to creating through unity and relationship. As I said earlier, some will not be willing to move out of the time of learning. Those who have learned what this course would teach, but do not move beyond the state of learning, will change the world. They will make a world a better place and see many of their students advance beyond what they can teach and to the state of leaving learning behind. Those of you willing to leave learning behind will create the new. This will not happen through learning, but through sharing. You can learn to change the world, but not how to create a new world. Does this not make sense? You can learn about who you were and who others were, but you cannot learn any more who you are or who those are who have joined you in Christ consciousness. For you have become who you are and move on from this starting point to creating who you are anew in unity and relationship. You can learn from the past, but not from the future. When you build upon what you can learn, you build upon the past and create not the future, but an extension of the past. You who are called to leave learning behind are called to return to your union and relationship with God, wherein you are creators along with God. Hmm.
I just had a thought. We're always hearing stories in the Bible of Jesus healed people and he said this or he did that, and maybe he didn't do any of that stuff. He just looked at him.
That's how he did it.
We get all hung up on what he said and how he did it, and
Yes. I think if the Bible is taught us something that happened in the past that we should learn from, it's just that old school, isn't it? When you begin to see that all the characters in the Bible live in you, and it helps you to connect to all these different characters and to unite them, particularly the one called Jesus, who is your own heart. And if we start thinking about it as a past event, we'll just miss it for the obvious.
There's a lot of revelation to be found in the Bible, that, to have present experience of what's underlying the story. There's huge amounts that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess he was doing what it's saying here. He was in unity and relationship.
Yes.
He created the new.
That's it. And he saw everyone as perfect. In that sense, he healed them. But then those that observed it, just watched it, wrote it down, and now we're all confused. Yeah, I keep saying, like, we changed the word, we changed love, actual experience of love, into word God. Then we called it here, he, and now here we are, confused as. I mean, all these theologies that kill each other because everyone's right. And yet the love is gone. It's just return to love is really the key. It's like, and unless you really feel the love, you don't know you have it. Hence the suggestion, let's reawaken the part of us that feels, so we can feel the love of God within us now. Well, I think we can squeeze one more because it's very short, and then we'll be next week. We can dive into the prelude to the dialogues, the book 3. So
only one page.
Yeah, it's only one page, and then the other one is a bit longer, so we might leave that for
chapter 11.
So yeah, so just go 11. Who is next?
Ruben's next.
Ruben.
The end of learning. The end of learning and the sustainability of Christ consciousness. The future is yet to be created. This is why I stated at the onset of this treatise that this treatise will not be predictive. Many predictions of the future have been made, and many of them have been called prophecy, but the future is yet to be created. The future depends on you who are willing to leave learning behind and who are willing to accept your new roles as creators of the new, creators of the future.
Mm.
Can I teach you to do this? My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, as you once willingly resigned as your own teacher, I now willingly resign as your teacher.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? I love that.
In unity, there is no need for teachers or for learners. There is need only for the sustainability of Christ consciousness, in which we exist together as creators in unity and relationship. What's next?
Kim?
Oh. Thus, I will conclude this treatise with a prelude to the sharing that is our new means of communicating and creating. A sharing that replaces learning with what is beyond learning. I conclude this treatise by sharing that which will assist you in sustaining Christ consciousness. As I do so, I bid you to read these words in a new way. You are no longer a learner here, and what I reveal to you must be regarded as the equal sharing between brothers and sisters in Christ. The sharing of fellow creators in unity and relationship. This is the beginning of our co-creation. Do not seek for me to impart knowledge to you in these concluding words. Absorb the following pages as a memory returned to your reunited heart and mind. No longer regard me as an authority to whom you turn, but as an equal partner in the creation of the future through the sustainability of Christ consciousness.
Mm.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And people are so worried about the sustainability of the effing environment. So should be this one.
Mm. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TPCC, total and permanent Christ consciousness.
Mm. Mm-mm.
I'm thinking of that Alice Cooper song, School's Out.
School's out
School's out.
forever.
Oh, yeah. No more learning, no more books. No more teachers. What was it? Dirty look.
Oh, we don't need your education.
Oh,
It's written everywhere, always was.
yeah, it's amazing. And yeah.
Beautiful morning, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks, everyone. Oh.
Patricia,
thank you all.
stop
You
thinking.
made packing into a walking meditation. Thank you.
Thanks, Annie. Happy move. I think that's what you said. Well played.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Where are you going, Annie? Are you living in Portland?
Staying in Portland.
Okay.
Yeah, just the other side of town.
Okay.
Whole new place, whole new thing. Yeah, ripping and shredding, 16 years of memories. It really is quite a meditation and quite a journey going through things, and just letting it all go.
Sorting out.
Mhm.
Beautiful. All right, guys. Shall we just leave it at that? That was neat, short, and clean, and delicious. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the group, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you, everyone.
Yeah.